bees above, drinking all the water from the dirty tub. Bees above, eating all the food and pooping on the rug.
I'm making chocolates today, so I wanted to show you how to do them so you can make them for yourself. And it's really easy. All you need is what you see here, raw local honey, raw cacao powder, pure vanilla extract, not the imitation stuff, sea salt, and then cinnamon, and then of course coconut oil. You need a little whisk, and then you need a glass bowl with a pan, just boiling a couple inches of water in the pan. And once it starts boiling, you can turn it down to medium. So you're going to start off with about a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And you can do more or less. Doesn't matter. It's just going to be like around 1/4 I'm making today. And then you're going to, as that melts, just stir it around a little bit so it helps it to melt even more quickly. You can lick it off your fingers because it's good for you. This actually is going to take a couple minutes. Now that it's completely melted, we're going to move to the raw cacao powder. You're going to use about 1/4 cup of this. It's like just as much coconut oil as you would use. So 1/4 cup coconut oil and 1/4 cup of the powder. And you just want to stir it really vigorously to make sure that it's broken up and that it's not clumpy and that it's really well integrated. Get it off the sides. And just keep stirring and whisking. And be careful because it does fly if you stir too hard. It gets on your shirt. Okay, and at this point you can start to use your other ingredients, but I haven't quite figured it out yet just because I don't care that much because it tastes good either way. But I think if you add the honey at this point, it'll stay smooth and drizzly towards the end. But if you add it later on, it seizes up for some reason. So I'm just going to add it right now. With the honey, you can really as sweet as you want it. I usually use about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons, because I don't care if it's that sweet. I like the chocolate taste. And you just keep stirring. And then you're going to use your vanilla, and that's going to be about a teaspoon. And then you're going to give a couple shakes of your cinnamon powder, just to give it some more flavor and some extra nutrients and fun stuff. And you can see how it's starting to get thicker. It's the honey, it's starting to thicken up a little bit. And of course, when I add the other ingredients, it thickens it up a little bit more. Now, if you want, you can actually add some more cacao powder and make it thicker. And then you can roll it up to balls. And then you can roll it in nuts like I showed you that one time. And then you're just going to add a little bit of sea salt because that brings out the sweetness and just gives it an extra layer. I like it. So make sure you have everything scraped off the sides. And make sure everything is well integrated so it's nice and smooth. Now at this point, if it's starting to get hard and powdery, it means you've added too much cacao powder, but that's okay because it still tastes awesome. All you gotta do is let it cool off and then just roll it into balls like I said earlier. If you don't think that there's enough cacao powder, you can add it just as long as you keep stirring and keep it on the heat so that it doesn't clump up. Okay, so I'm gonna taste it. That's actually perfect. I will actually add a little bit more honey though. Okay, and just make sure it's completely stirred together. Okay, now at this point I'm done. That's all you have to do. And what you would do is you're going to take it off the heat and just kind of keep stirring it until it softens or cools off a little bit. And you're done. Get out of there, fly. You're done. Okay, and then the only thing that I do after this is I get a pan, line it with parchment paper, and I actually reuse the parchment paper every time so you don't have to keep wasting it. And then you want to let it cool off a little bit more than this, but if you don't, then just like a spoonful. That size is 1 serving of chocolate. Like, all you need is like 2 of those a day and you're good. And if you let it set a little bit longer, it won't be as runny. So, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do it right now. Okay, and so once you get all of those done, I actually like to add some crushed nuts on top. just because it kind of gives it a little bit of consistency. I'm using almonds, walnuts, some chia seeds in there, and I think that's it. There's the walnut. I'm also actually going to add some hemp seeds since I have them on hand. But you can use any kind of seeds, and the reason why I like to chop them up and make them powdery is because it's just, I don't know, you don't want to have a nice piece of chocolate and then like a huge hunk of something. But you can do that if you want. It's completely up to you. And then at the end, I'll add another shake of sea salt because it gives it that nice bitey thing, brings out the sugar. So and that's it. From here, when you're done, stick them in the freezer for half hour, let them set, and you can start eating them. And what I do after this is I'll take them off the parchment paper and I'll put them in a little plastic container and I'll keep them in the fridge. But, you know, I'll just grab a couple here and there, and that's all. And they're good, and they're guilt-free, and they're good for you. So, make them, because it's really easy. Okay, that's it.
Beezle, 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 beezle bug, drinking all the water from the dirty tub. Beezle, 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 beezle bug, eating all the food and pooping on the rug. Beezle, 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 beezle bug, drinking all the water from the dirty tub. Beezle, 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 beezle bug, eating all the food and pooping on the rug. Beezle went down to the store one day to find somebody that he could slay. When he finally got to the store, he found the people were no more. Jezebel came before he was, and now everybody there was dead.